In this video we'll be looking at 9C, two-way tables. Our central question will be, how can I use a two-way table to analyze data? How can I use a two-way table to analyze data? A two-way table is a table that organizes data about two categorical variables. And what this really means is, if we're looking at this first example, we have two categorical datas. One if you're male or female, and the other if you like country music. So that's two different questions we're asking people, and then we can organize the data based on how they respond to both questions. So if they're male and they like country music, then their data goes in this zone, male, and yes, likes country music. And if they're female and like country music, it would go in this spot. So we can just organize data based on two different questions and see if there's any kind of trend occurring between the two different variables. Now, joint frequency is just one of these values because you're combining both questions. So it's the frequency in a particular category joining one variable, joining the two variables together. So it's a frequency that combines the two variables or questions. So this male that likes country music, the 24, that is a joint frequency because it's joining the male category with the liking country music category. So that's why it's joint. Marginal frequencies are total values for any one variable or question. So I would have marginal frequencies, and here is if I added up the males. So I would say my total, so I'd maybe have like a total column out here that would then add up our males. Relative frequency is a ratio of a joint frequency to a marginal frequency or the total. So what that means is if I say I'm just curious about the frequency, a relative frequency of just the males who like country music, I might compare the 24 to the total 52. So I'd say my relative frequency is 24 out of 52. And you can turn that into a percent or a decimal or anything like that. Okay, so let's start diving into some of these problems. We're using this table. How many female students like country music? So we're looking at female, and yes, they like country music, so we would say 18. How many male students do not like country music? So we're looking for the male category and just the do not, so we would say 28. Among the students who like country music, what is the relative frequency of those who are female? So we're just focusing on those who like country music. So my total who like country music is 24 plus 18, which would be 42. And then my relative frequency is, of these 42, how many are female? So I would say 18 of the 42, 18 females of the 42 who like country music is my relative frequency. And then I can turn that into a percent or a decimal. So we'll do 18 divided by 42, and we get about 43, about 0.43 or 43%. So about 43% of the people who like country music, I'm slimming my category down to just like country music, that's the 42, about 43% are female. Okay, so let's move on, and now we're going to build our own two-way table using the information given. So we're looking for how many boys and girls are in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So right here it looks like we have 35. I'm going to go with this first column as girls, and the second column is boys. Like so. So we have about 35 girls in 6th grade, and then 50 boys. And in 7th grade we have about 45 girls and 75 boys, and in 8th grade it looks even at 60. So that's how we can build a two-way table from a bar graph. Okay, let's flip to the back side. Now we're going to get into some of these, the idea behind these marginal frequencies. Okay, so you randomly survey students in a school about whether they got the flu after receiving a flu shot. The results of the survey are shown in the two-way table. So the first thing we want to do is let's fill in these total values. So to fill in a total value, I'm either adding across, so 8 plus 13, or I'll add down. And then when I add this total should be the same whether I add across or down, because this is like the total amount of people altogether. So if I do 8 plus 13, that's 21 people said yes, they got the flu. And then if I do 27 plus 32, that's people who did not get the flu. That would be 59 people said they did not get the flu. Now if I'm adding down for my flu shots, people who got the flu shot, there was 8 and 27, so that's 35 people got the flu shot. And then if I'm just looking at did not get the flu shot, that's 13 and 32, which would be 45. And then hopefully when we add these together we'll get the same number. So 35 plus 45 would be 80, and then 21 plus 59 is 80. So that works out. Okay, so what percentage of the students in the survey received a flu shot and still got the flu? So we want to find, out of all the people surveyed, so that's out of 80, what percentage received the flu shot? So they received the flu shot, yes, so we're in this column, and they got the flu, so 8. So I know it's out of 80 because it says what percentage of the students in the survey. So we're looking at the entire survey, so all 80 people. So when we do that, we would get 0.10 or 10%. So to interpret these marginal frequencies, all we're really saying is that 21 people had the flu total, 59 people had the flu, did not get the flu, and that's how these marginal frequencies over here help us. And then as concerning the flu shot, we can say 35 people got the flu shot and 45 people got the flu shot. And then our total and our marginal frequency is how many people are actually in the survey altogether. So we randomly survey students in a school about whether they eat breakfast at home or at school. So let's make a two-way table. So we have them by grade and where they eat breakfast. So we'll put our grade down the side. We'll put breakfast, home, totals. Total. Okay, so 28 sixth graders eat breakfast at home. 12 eat breakfast at school. 15 eat breakfast at home. And then 15 eat breakfast at school for 7th graders, and 8th graders 9 eat at home, and then 21 eat at school. And then we can find our totals, so we'll add going down, and then we'll also add going across. So 28 plus 15 plus 9 is 52. And 12 plus 15 plus 21 is 48. And then 28 plus 12 is 40. 15 plus 15 is 30, and 9 plus 21 is 30. Adding down, we get 100. And then adding across, we also get 100, so we feel good. What percentage of the students in the survey eat breakfast at home? So we're looking for only the kids who eat breakfast at home. So we're looking at 6th, 7th, and 8th who eat breakfast at home, and we're comparing that to all the students. So we can say 52 out of 100, 52 eat breakfast at home. And out of all the students surveyed, that's 100, like so. And we can turn that into our decimal, which is then a percent. Then we can look at what percent are in 8th grade. So we go to our total, that is 8th grade. So I'm looking at strictly 30 that are in 8th grade out of the 100 that were surveyed, and we can see that that's 0.30, which is equal to 30%. And so that's how we can use two-ways tables to analyze our data when asking two different questions and seeing if there's a correlation between the two. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.